I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 105 of WhysAdvice. And man, just again, can't thank you enough for being here. For those of you who are following along on Facebook, you'll notice today in the middle of the day or closer in the evening, I was checking the download numbers on the show, and we again hit an all-time high for a single day record. And so it just made me want to celebrate. So I just kind of put a post out there saying, hey, if you see this, go ahead and text me. And the 23rd person who texts me, I'll send them a $50 Amazon gift card just for fun. Completely fun, completely random. But I think I'm going to kind of every once in a while do that. When we hit a new number for downloads in a single day, it's just a reason for me to kind of celebrate because that means you are sharing the show and that's what's making it grow. So thank you for that. I forget the number at the moment now, but it's like 9,700 downloads today, which was incredible. So thank you for continuing to share. If you want to be a part of that, then Facebook is probably where that's going to happen, but you never know. It may pop up somewhere else. We'll open the show with Jennifer. Jennifer writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. I had a major win and I had to share. Throughout my Weight Watchers journey, I have struggled with work travel and vacations. Well, I am happy to report that I returned from 3 weeks out of town and I stepped on the scale to find out that I had lost 2.2 pounds. I'm 7.4 pounds away from a healthy weight range. I honestly couldn't believe it. I tracked well for 2 weeks, but we were camping in Colorado last week with no cell or Wi-Fi service, so I didn't track. I had some slip-ups for sure, ice cream, fast food burgers twice, and a cocktail now and again. But looking back, I was mindful. I got in a ton of activity, hiking, mountain biking, etc. I am back to tracking Blue Dots, and I'm listening to your podcast daily now, but this was a major non-scale victory for me. I don't think I've ever lost weight on vacation, and I feel like maybe I've learned how to live a healthy and fit life. P.S. I'm focused on getting to lifetime and becoming a leader and eventually starting a meeting where I work. So stay tuned. I love your podcast. So thankful for all that you do. Most sincerely, Jen. Jen, man, that is fantastic. Go on a vacation and come back with a 2.2 pound loss is incredible focus. There's a couple different ways to handle vacations, and everybody has their own way of doing it. And really, you can kind of, before you go, I want you to make a decision on what you expect when you get back, because that makes the planning easier. In your case, you said, I want to go on vacation, I want to track, and I want to lose weight, and I want to make sure I do that when I get back. That's one way. The other way is some people say, I'm going to go on vacation, I'm going to be mindful, and I'm just not going to care when I get back, and I'm just going to get right back on plan. So it's either losing weight, maintaining weight, or gaining weight are plans for vacation. Your preference was losing 2.2. It's the first time you've done it. That's absolutely cause for celebration. The reason I think that is so valuable to you and so wonderful is the fact that you've now proven in some of the hardest scenarios that you can lose weight. That you can, and not only just lose weight, you can actually maintain that healthy lifestyle that we're trying to develop. You have learned how to live a healthy and fit life. And because you've done that and you've learned that, you can take that lesson and you can apply it for the rest of your life. And if you want to stay at goal, you've proven you can get there and do that. I'm really proud of your email where it says that you want to become a leader and eventually start a meeting where you work. And I'm very proud of you for that because this journey is hard work. And for all of us to stay focused, it takes somebody else to kind of keep us in that mindset. And being a leader is a huge responsibility. You're now taking ownership for other people and making sure that their education is going as they work their journey, and you're showing them that you can go on vacation and you can enjoy yourself. You can have a great time, and you can come back with a 2.2 pound loss. That's incredible work. You are proving that this is not a diet. This is a food education, and losing weight on vacation is absolutely a victory. You've been educated, and you know how to survive all of the pitfalls because you are focused and getting it done. Jennifer, honored to share this victory with you. Keep up the amazing work. Write in when you get to goal. Amy writes in and says, hello, I'm a Weight Watchers leader too in Minnesota. I've been leading meetings since March of 2016. Thank you for having the podcast. It's exactly what I needed. I lead meetings, but I am not at my goal yet. I still have a ways to go, but I got so excited with my progress that I got cocky. Finding my way back to being a newbie has been tough, but with you as my wingman, your podcast, and Connect, I will get to goal again. I am a lifer over goal. I am down 55 pounds so far, and I'm headed for 75 to 85 pounds. Thank you for sharing your journey, Amy. Well, Amy, thank you again, just like we talked about. Thank you for being a leader. Thank you for stepping up, and thank you for giving the folks in your meeting room an amazing gift. The gift that you are giving them is that you're giving them a different way to see the program. For many of us leaders who are, at lifetime and at goal, the journey for the folks in our room to some degree seems impossible because they just see us walking in at goal. They don't see the transition piece. The fact that you're willing to share your entire journey and you're sharing it at a point where you're the most vulnerable is very commendable. And so the gift that you're giving that meeting room is you're giving a room full of folks the opportunity to see firsthand that this can be done. You're showing them that you are the prize, and you're showing them that you can do it. And what I want you to do is I want you to dig deep into your own personal desires, your own personal will, and your own personal why. And I want you to dig deep, and I want you to show that meeting room that this can be done. I want you to show them how wonderful the journey can be. I then want you to show them why it's important. Because as you work this journey in real time with the folks in your meeting room, it validates everything to all of us that this is hard work. It takes focus. It takes discipline. And you have that, and you're willing to share it. And that is where we celebrate. So thank you for that. And just like you, when I wanted to be a leader, part of it was absolutely I wanted to give back. I wanted to say, hey, I found a way to do this. I didn't think it was possible. Connect taught me it was possible. My leader taught me it was possible. And then I wanted to make sure I shared that. And I also thought that there would be a certain level of accountability for me being a leader. And just like you, what I found is that you get a little bit of excited and you get a little bit of cockiness in you. And the accountability as being a leader is not the same as the accountability of being in the meeting room. It's a different level of accountability, and it takes a different level of focus. Combine that with all the extra work it takes to become a leader, and sure, it's easy to get off track. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. And so the support in a meeting room is significantly different than the support at the front of the meeting room. Continue to work your journey. Plug into an additional meeting if you need to. Continue to stick with the way that you're working the program. Continue to stick with Connect. Continue to stick with the podcast. And Amy, you will get done. And so thank you very much for writing in. Keep up the great work. Next up is Spencer. Spencer writes in and says, "Hey, FatDag, I can't thank you enough for creating the podcast. It really does help. I listen every single morning as I get ready for the day. It's becoming a morning routine, and I get excited every time my phone notifies me that there is a new episode. I know it's incredibly hard work to manage your health goals, and so I know that I am incredibly grateful. I wanted to share a little bit about myself and my why. I am 25 years old, and before starting Weight Watchers, was living a very unhealthy lifestyle. For the past 2 years, I have tried losing weight and developing healthier habits. I've always had the will in me to do this, but I just haven't been able to stick with it. Finally, I could put words to my struggle and successes when you explained that we don't necessarily fail. Instead, we don't learn from our lessons and we don't change our habits to match that learning. I just hit 6 months on Weight Watchers again. I tried once before about a year ago, and I have lost 75 pounds. Now, I want to add a disclaimer to this. I've been following the program, but I must advise listeners and other Weight Watchers that this isn't necessarily what will happen to you. The program recommends a 1 to 2 pound loss each week. I have a lot of weight to lose, so I presume that may be why I'm losing faster. I'm not really sure. But here's the thing. The weight loss isn't the only thing that's important to me. In fact, it's something I hardly focus on. For me, this journey is about getting healthier and living a healthy and fulfilling life. Many health concerns run in my family, and 6 months ago, I was putting myself in danger of a similar fate as many of my family members that have died due to complications with diabetes, heart disease, and unhealthy living. That is my why. I don't want to enable the deterioration of my health. I want to live a long life and see many milestones. If I'm going to leave this world because of these health concerns, I want to make sure it's purely because it was meant to be and that I had as much control over the fate as possible. Even more, throughout this process, I've been able to address some serious concerns that I had ignored. I had pushed aside any negative feelings I felt about myself and my body. Throughout the program, the meetings have helped me address some of my self-doubt and self-deprecation. I love myself more now than I ever have. Before Weight Watchers, I completely devoted my life to others. Weight Watchers forced me to focus on myself and made me realize that if I couldn't love myself, how on earth could I be able to love and care for others? The meetings have been life-changing. Literally. This journey has given me the courage to come out as a gay man and stop ignoring this part of me. Every day I can hear your voice saying, when you're out of points, stop eating points. I reach for that apple or a cup of steamed broccoli. My step count is a non-negotiable. Right now it's 8,000 steps, and I'll be moving to 10,000 soon. Speaking of steps, I'm a huge fan of the Nokia Health as well. My Steel HR tracker has been pivotal to my success. Without it, I could still get my steps, but I would have to push myself so much more. When I look down at my wrist, it's a constant reminder of my why and what I've accepted as non-negotiable. I'm thinking I'm halfway to goal, but I haven't set it yet, and I probably won't for a while. Right now, I'm living on the moment and working on these healthy goals. The most important thing to me is feeling healthy and in charge of my direction in life. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Spencer. Spencer, you understand this journey better than a lot of folks, I think, at this point. The journey absolutely is about getting our mind right and understanding that we have the ability to change our mindset and change our relationship with food and get to a healthy place where we're working out, doing some physical activity that keeps us healthy, and eating, making better choices to keep us healthy. If you reward your body by being healthy, it rewards you by dropping the weight it doesn't need. As you continue to work this plan, you're down 75 pounds. That doesn't happen by accident. Congratulations on hitting a 75-pound loss. I know you said in your own email you have a long way to go, and you're not focused on that, and neither am I, but we have to pause for just a moment and celebrate that you hit 75 pounds in your weight loss. You've had a lot of changes going along. At 25 years old, you have your entire life ahead of you. I am incredibly proud of you that at this early in your life, you have figured out what's important. Many of us don't get to that point until we're much older in life. We don't realize until we're 40, 50 years old that our life is creeping up, and at that point we start making the changes. No, sir, you at 25, you figure this out because you want to focus on your why, you want to get healthy, and you're getting it done. Now, for the past 2 years, when you tried losing weight before, and you always, you were developing the healthy habits and then slipping back out of them, what I would say there is you were at that point, you were focused on your how. There are many different ways to lose weight. It's pretty easy on paper on how to do it. And if you focus on how, what happens is as you get bored, as you start a new how and that all of a sudden becomes bored and you get complacent, you quickly abandon that. And if you don't focus on why you're doing it, it's very easy to get back into your old habits. With your sights clearly focused on a healthy and fulfilling life, that will carry you forward for a much long time. Now, I do want to address the big piece in your email that talks about the fact that you say you love yourself now more than you ever have, and I absolutely agree with that assessment. I think for me, that was a pivotal point in my journey, and I'm glad to see that you recognize it, and the way you've described it lets me know, too, that you can get to goal. Because when you start this journey, many of us aren't happy with who we are, and so we don't fully admit it, but we're not happy. And you're right, if you can't love yourself first, it's very difficult to appreciate everything else that's going on in the world. When you absolutely love who you are and who you are currently, at that point, you can look at yourself and figure out how you want to improve. But you have to understand that you are the most important priority in your life. And when you get there, then you can say, okay, if I'm the priority, if I love exactly who I am today, for everything that I am today, then now I can look at everything and say, I love everything about me. Now, what would I improve upon? And in your case, you said you want to improve upon your weight and your health. And that now gives you the fuel to move forward. You're doing it for your health. Improving yourself for your health is so key. And you're getting it done. Spencer, it's an honor to walk this journey with you. Continue the great work. When you reach goal, write back in and let us know. Mike writes in and says, good evening, Dag. I rarely go on Connect, but I'm glad I found myself there tonight because I found your post. It comes at a much needed time. As of April 15th, I had lost 83.4 pounds and I was at the lowest weight I'd been in at least 20 years. My Weight Watcher journey began on my son's 16th birthday in September of 2000. Like many others, I lost and then I gained and then I lost again. But unlike most others, I never stopped my membership and I attended meetings religiously. I achieved lifetime on May 6th, and of course I was cured. I'm paying for that right now. I'm working to regain my focus and my commitment. My Weight Watcher Why is all about my health and my achieving the best readings I can for my blood work. My mantra has been, nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. As an emotional eater for most of my life, I continue to work on resisting the temptation to self-medicate with food. As one of my meeting colleagues put it so well, if hunger is not the problem, food is not the answer. I can tell you how many times I repeat that throughout the course of the day. I start my day with a mile swim. I am ready to reintroduce some weight routines for resistance training now that I have more time. I retired June 30th for the 6th time, and I'm trying to get it right this time. So for the purpose of that, my email is really just to thank you for the inspiration that I gained from your post tonight and the strategies that I too get from your guidelines, especially the one about not eating points when I'm out of points. It's pretty basic. I look forward to receiving your email updates as well. Be well. Best regards, Mike. Mike, congratulations on 83.4 pounds lost. That doesn't happen by accident. In order for you to get down 83.4 pounds, you had to understand somewhere in the journey why you were doing this. You had to then apply that to a how to get it done. You had to stay focused. You had to stay disciplined. And at some point, you had to figure out that when you're at a point, you had to stop eating points. You've got to go to that point. You've got to get to that place where you are able to say, would I rather have pizza or would I rather make goal? And we've talked about that in previous episodes. You can have both, but you can't have both all the time. At some point, one has to win out over the other. And if you choose goal more often than not, that's how you get 83.4 pounds down. That's how you continue going. You've achieved lifetime before. And just like we all say, yeah, you achieve lifetime and you think you're cured. And so we now know you have that beautiful you have the beautiful gift of knowing that you've hit lifetime, and two, you understand what happens if you don't continue to stay focused and working it. And so now you understand the journey in a bigger picture, and you certainly have the ability to get it done. You're absolutely right, as your meeting colleague put it so well. If hunger is not the problem, then food is not the answer. How often do we self-medicate with food only to find out that at the end of whatever the issue is still there. We're just now more upset because we tried to cure it with food rather than trying to address it exactly how it needed to be addressed. So that is very key in this journey, is understanding that if it's not the problem, food is not the answer. I'm glad to see that you start your day with a mile swim. That's incredible. I tried swimming before. It's incredibly hard work. So keep up the amazing work there. You absolutely you're on your path, Mike. You're getting it done. And again, just like everyone else, I can't wait to read your email when you make it back to lifetime at goal. Keep up the great work. Debbie writes in and says, thank you for all that you do. It is incredible to have such support from complete strangers, but I feel like we are all in this and better together. I started Weight Watchers in 1987, but in 2004 and again last January of 2016, I've never been so successful. It is different largely due to Connect, Facebook, and you. I am quite shy. It is an agony to be celebrated, but I want to thank you for all your hard work. If I ever get to Indianapolis, I will go to one of your meetings. I've lost 72 pounds with Weight Watchers and 100 pounds total. I can barely look at the old photos. I've not been this weight since I was a preteen, and I am 53. I go to the gym 7 days a week, and I'm happier when I am done with a workout. My body needs to move, and it sets me up for a very successful day, week, month, and the rest of my life. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous show. Hugs, Debbie, from hot and steamy South Texas. Debbie, 100 pounds down is incredible work. There is only a handful of people on this planet who can use that title, and I'm not even one of them. I couldn't get to that milestone. 91 pounds is where I had to stop. So you are in a very elite club of people who are super disciplined, super dedicated, super focused, and you have made it to the point where you have completely changed your life. I can't even imagine where in your scenario from preteen to 53, you are now at a weight that you have never been since that stage of being a preteen. So you are now in a completely different body because you have a completely different mindset. Having the support from the strangers and you feel like we're all in this together, what I can tell you is that we're not strangers. We just don't know each other, but that's not the definition of stranger. The beautiful thing about this entire community, whether you get the support from Facebook, whether you get it from Connect, whether you get it from the podcast, is that we are all walking this journey together. And no one understands the journey like someone who's walked it. That's why it's important. That's why I asked you to send your email in, because someone right now is going to hear our stories and hear this thing and go, well, if Debbie can lose 100 pounds, then maybe I can do it. If Debbie, if she struggled from 87 to 04 to 016, well, maybe now's my time and I can get it done. And she goes to the gym 7 days a week. Well, I can set an attendance goal. And I can go 7 days a week. I don't need to do anything crazy. I just need to get there. And you're doing it. You're getting it done. And that is absolutely worth celebrating. Before I open the show, we looked out on Facebook, and Hope, coming out of Instagram actually, Hope let me know that she's down 30 pounds today. So Hope, congratulations on 30 pounds. There's nothing like a solid round number of 20, 30, 40 to really let us know that we're doing something spectacular. You don't lose 30 pounds by accident. You lose 30 pounds by waking up and being focused every morning saying, what is it that I'm trying to do? And you set the wheels in motion to get that done. Congratulations on that. Along those same lines, on Facebook, Nither writes in and says, Dag, I am down 10%. 10% is an amazing milestone in this journey. Between 30 pounds from Hope and 10% from Nither, what that tells me is that you have the tools to get this done. You don't get additional tools. Nothing changes in your journey, but you've hit significant milestones that are measurable that you can then look at and say, I have done this. And at that point, if you've done that, if you've hit 10%, you can hit goal. That's right. If you've hit 10% in your weight loss, you can hit goal because nothing changes in the journey. You're focused on being healthy. You've made the decision to be healthy. You've probably made the decision at some point to track ketchup. And if you get a blue dot by tracking ketchup because you're doing everything the plan needs to do, that's how you win. And you make the healthy adjustments to get your life under control, and you've done it. And that is why we're celebrating. What is it that you're celebrating? I want to share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your comments, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. I really want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. I want you to share so the entire community knows that they're not alone in this journey, that we can do this together, and that somebody else understands the struggle like nobody else understands it. If you do that, and you stay focused, and you commit to yourself, and you love yourself enough to accept the scenario that you're in currently, then you can reassess and make whatever changes you need to completely change your life. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.